Part 2, John Cooper Works. Let's start to build. Welcome back to Now We Drive, John Cooper Works Part 2. Got a few parts from BMW Mini, picked them up yesterday. I'm just going over the car to see what I can put back on, what's not worth putting back on yet. Still waiting for the new rad and the air conditioning rad. That's coming from second-hand supplier on eBay. But there's a couple of anomalies I wouldn't mind you having a look at because I'm not sure what's actually missing. So let's have a look. Now, this is the driver's side. Let me get around here so you can see. This is the driver's side of the car. And I get this is the headlights. There's some other bits here, but there's a lot of connectors, but nowhere to connect them up to. I've any idea? I'm hoping I'll be posting this on a few specialist forums. I'm hoping you guys can tell me where this loom connects up to, because there seems to be an inordinate amount of empty plugs. I get, if we turn this around a bit, I've had a look at the. There we go. I've kind of put the old rad back on. Let me get round. I've put the old rad back on. I can see where all of this fits. The air conditioning part, that's no problem. There's some pipes down here for the lower cooler, which actually looks in half decent shape. I've got this bit here, which is which actually I'm not sure where that goes. That's a big old plug. Yeah, not sure where that goes at all. Maybe onto the fan housing. Let's have a look. I've got the fan housing down here, which is, I would imagine, that's the water. Now is no, that's a 3-pin. I'm looking for a 3-pin connector here. Now that's, oh, it could be actually. Let's have a look. Two pins to the side, maybe this way around. Let's turn this around. Oh. Yeah, right, so we know where that goes. Is there anything else on the housing which needs to be plugged in? No. So that's for the fan. We know that for this. Now, is this plug on the rad somewhere for? There must be some form of monitoring or sending back the temperature of this. Can't see anything, but there must be a connector. There's the water going in. Okay, interesting. Nothing springing to mind or showing if there must be a way that the feeds back information to the ECU, letting it know that it's running at optimal temperature. There's nothing there. Interesting. Okay. Let's turn it around again. Hopefully you caught with that because I had it face around the other way. So the few bits that I did pick up, actually I bought 5 bits from Mini yesterday. I've got the this crash bar that goes on here. So that's not really going to affect the way that I build the rest of it. Actually, let me turn that down so you can see. Yeah. So I've got the crash bar, aluminium, piece of aluminium, 58 quid. Thank you very much. Yeah. And then we've got these 2 deformation bars, they're called, or deformation units. One left, one right. so we can put those on. You've got to figure out which way round they go, but they bolt straight onto those legs that we were talking about the other day. Where are they? Oh, here. Silly. So I would imagine they pop straight on here. I've got they line up okay. Make sure the writing's the right way around. So they would bolt straight up. I'm just hoping I've got them on the right way around. Oh, get you down a bit lower so we can see what I am up to. So yeah, just test fitting these bars, which obviously this top piece would go onto somehow. There's holes I can't see because it's covered by the sticker. Yeah, there's holes there, which obviously they fit, and then they fit onto there. Interestingly, I wonder what fits onto there though. Bolt onto that. Bolt onto that. Yeah. So that would give that support. Okay. Ooh. Alright, so that's on. This is straight. So here's the other part. This, they call it a slam panel. Let me get down a bit lower. A slam panel, which yeah, obviously my one was quite nastily dented, which obviously fits on top of here where the bonnet actually fits onto, and there's a number of different panels and ducts and stuff that actually hang off of this piece as well. But I'm not going to fit this right now because of just getting proper access. This will be one of the latter ones to get on. Well, I've been having a little look online and doing a little bit of work as well while I've been off camera. So as I found out, this water bottle goes in here somewhere. Maybe mounted. Maybe mounted here. Was that them two lugs? That looks pretty decent. There we go. Right, so that was an easy one. So that's mounted there. Now I know this now is the water pump for it, and there's pipes that come off of. Oh, sorry, there's pipes that come off of here. Now I'm still not sure what this lot's for. I was reading that there are front bumper sensors in the grill, which these probably might be connected up to. Maybe one's a water sensor for, I know this is the lights. Yeah, that's the lights, that one there. This is the water pump, and there's some other bits which I believe go in the grill, like a sensor for the front parking sensors, etc. Well, that seems to have made me feel a little bit better. I've just loosely fitted this, I can't remember the name of it, what did I call it? Anyway, these bars, the crumple bars, I know they're called something else. Deformation, that's it. So I've just test fitted the deformation bars. They fit great. It's only got 3 bolts of these big, they're 18mm bolts, quite big old suckers, and there's only 3 of them. So this one's completely solid now. That's on. So the two main bolts here. Let me just get down a bit lower so you can see the 2 main deformation bolts here, and then we've connected this supports the slam panel up here, and yeah, this on there, and this aluminium brace it's a little tough to get in. I'm willing to think that it's got a little bit of movement after the crash, but not a great deal, which can't be said for this side. If we just have a look, let me move the pump out of the tank. See, if I try and fit this up, we get it level. We just can't. Obviously down here, it's just bent in a bit of a strange angle where it raises up the levels of the. Because I know this is correct. So if you look where the deformation bolts are, these are perfectly straight. These are in, ready to go when I get the next one. And I've, as I say, loosely fitted the slam panel bracket here, and this just doesn't go. So I'm going to have to buy a new one of these, which, given the cost of this bar, which I've now fitted, it's not going to be cheap. But hey, as I say, I was going to do this properly. So let's do it properly. One thing that wasn't in the car when I unpacked it in part 1 was the main bar that goes here, which I haven't seen on any parts list, but obviously there's one, because there's some pretty major, quickly, if you remember these panels, there's 4 of these, which I would imagine go there. And there's 4 of those with some nuts. So there is some kind of bar that goes across here that I'm going to have to find online and buy, which shouldn't be too difficult. It's going to be some kind of impact bar, which has obviously gone bye-bye after the little nudge our little baby JCW has had. And that's about as far as I can go. I'm going to see, making sure there's all the bits on there that's I'm pointing to the water tank, making sure that there's no other bits I need on there. That's fine, that works on there. I'm going to have to do a bit more digging around to see what goes inside. Now, if you remember, sorry, I'm jumping around a bit, but this is just gives me, we'll go over back to my parts here. There's obviously this must be for the maybe the headlight washer that's in there. So this needs to be this tubing I'm going to have to replace. But again, these softer bits on the main mini BMW parts area are not overly expensive, unlike some of the aluminium bits, which aluminium's expensive, you can understand that. But when it's the main parts of the car, I thought there's no point in cutting corners and buying second-hand parts. So let's just get it right, shall we? So we'll carry on. It's getting pretty dark now, as you can see. It's a nice sunny day here in Hertfordshire, but very chilly, 3-4 degrees. But I'm going to let me turn you around. Hold on. So as it gets a bit dark here, let's pick this back up in the morning. So I don't know if you've noticed since the first part of this video, but I give the old girl a bit of a power wash on top, looking a little bit little bit more respectable. Stuck the Karcher on her, just cleaned her up. It was full of like mud and dust and stuff. I bunged up the holes just to keep it nice and clean. And during this break, I've done a couple of bits to it. These deformation parts, they've been put on very loosely. Not done anything with that just yet, but they've been put on. I was waiting on one of these, the deformation bolt, which was missing, which I've now got. £5 each. Quite important. Also got this front carrier crash bar, all in aluminium. Got that. I've got the lower one on, which you've seen already. A couple of bits over here which we've got, so quickly show you. There's the deformation bolt. These are these go under the yeah, I'll show you this here. These go under here just to hold this on. So these are the threaded parts, so that's going to smash them on. These are the I've got two of those. Could have two of those, they're somewhere. These were all from Mini BMW, and I also got this off of eBay, which I know when we were taking the car down, I thought it was some kind of window washer wiper thing. It's actually, this is fibre optic, and what this is called the pedestrian protection sensor, and this fits inside the foam part of the car at the front, and when it brakes, obviously sends it, I think it pops the hood as part of it. So if you remember, I was a bit worried about some of the loom that was missing, and obviously one part of this here goes into maybe this one here. But we'll look. There's no doubt there's one of these that are that it will fit onto. I'm hoping anyway. Yeah, it obviously fits in somewhere because it has to speak to the engine to say, oh, we've had a crash, let's pop the bonnet. In this box underneath, this is our brand new radiator. I made a decision. I made a decision that I could have gone down the route of getting it from eBay, but they were coming out, you know, 350 quid shipped from breakage yards and salvage guys. So I thought we'd take a decision on buying a brand spanking new rad, which we've got. So that was, it wasn't cheap. It was 500. I think it was 479 direct from Mini. Right, okay, so this part must come off, whatever this is. Some form of sensor. I hope that's complete. But yeah, and that all looks the same except for this part, which looks like it's a clip. It just clips off somehow. I'll have to have a look at that. But that would go onto here. This part here. But yeah, that looks, yeah, exactly the right part, which is very handy. Which can't be said for the part that arrived yesterday morning, so this is my original air conditioning rad, and I got in contact with the guys at LA Mini Spares, who are really nice fellas actually, and I obviously didn't give them the right part number because I gave them this number, and they sent me this number, which, as you can see, if you do a side-by-side view, it is completely different. It's definitely a Mini part, and it's definitely an air conditioning radiator, and a few bits look similar in some ways, but obviously this part at the end here looks completely different. So yeah, I've just emailed them with some pictures. Hopefully they'll take it back. I found a couple on eBay. Again, These are from Germany, which is a bit of a pain. One part they did send me, which is absolutely perfect, which is this upper intake air vent, which I think is a pretty standard part in a Mini. This is my one. As you can see, it's all cracked, and the mounting parts of it were gone. So that could go straight into the bin. And this is my new part, which is one of the last parts I actually put on. And there you go. One thing I have to quickly say is a huge thank you to Ash over at Stephen James BMW Mini down at the Enfield branch. So Ash, if you're watching, thank you so much for your help. You're an absolute star. And if you do need any Mini parts and you live in the Enfield-ish area or BMW parts, speak to Ash. He's an absolutely top guy. Thanks for all your help, fella. What we're going to do today. So let me just quickly grab the camera. Obviously we've got the rad, which we can put in, but I can't, the rad and the AC units, they kind of bolt together, and I don't see any point in putting the rad in and then putting the without the AC unit. So I'm going to have to wait for the AC unit to come in. So that would be obviously another part, and I can't put the slam panel in that goes along the top here until the rads are in, along with the fan housing. Oh, quickly, I was going to show you. You've seen the fan housing, right? You know it's pretty shot. I've ordered the fan housing and the fan. I ordered a second-hand part from, I think it's coming from Germany again. This one was pretty badly cracked. I'm not sure if the fan was working, but I just bought one that was in good condition. So yeah, that's on its way. So I thought I'd wait until I've got all three parts, which I've got the rad now, the AC unit and the fan and the fan housing, and we whack it straight in, connect it all up. Then at least I can fill the whole thing up with water, get it running, and then not be too concerned about it overheating, because with no coolant in it, obviously that will happen. So what are we going to do today? Having looked at what's going on underneath the car, there's these three parts that actually go underneath as the kind of undercarriage protection. So I'm going to get these fitted up, put on, even though it's a freezing cold day. I'm going to work under the car. Not much to see really, so I'm not going to cover it too much on the video, but well, I think we had a quick look what it looks like already. As you can see, it's going to be pretty tight under here, which is going to be fun. But we're going to get these fitted up, get them all tacked up correctly, and also put the side seals on. So at least that's part of the work's done while I'm waiting for the rest of the parts. Now you might think it's a bit anal, but I'm going to jet wash these just to keep them nice and clean. I know they're dirty, but I thought, you know what, well, I'm not going to get a chance. I'm not going to get a chance to take them off again, so I'm going to give them a quick power wash and get them fitted. Just before I put these up, I thought I'd quickly show how clean these things come up. Yeah, they look so much better. I did the inner wing bits, you know, the plastics that go inside the front wheels. I'll give them a quick pressure wash as well, so they're all ready to go, and it just makes things a little nicer when putting them back up. Won't be so dusty and dirty, and make my job just a little bit easier. So a quick update. Let me get under the car, show you what I've been doing. So 15-20 minutes. So let me get back in. So I'll put this panel on. If you can see, I'm going to pan down the car on this left side. About 15 hex bolts, 8mm, and then some 10mm of these plastic go onto a threaded bolt that was sticking out, so that was easy to guide in. Then obviously the heat shield from the exhaust that goes over the top of the undercarriage protector. That's all done. And the same, if I can get on the right side, left side, sorry, the same heat shield and the same for the undercarriage. Let me turn it right way around. The undercarriage protector. There we go. We've now done another undercover, which we've just done, which is this part, which covers, I don't know if you can see let me get my torch in there, but that's the fuel pump, or the petrol pump that comes from the tank. So obviously quite a decent idea to actually keep it nice and protected, but that's all done. Again, these 8mm bolts. There's one missing here. I don't know if you can see that there, which I think my seal, which I'm about to come onto now, is the one that fits onto there. But in general, the under seal is pretty much complete and clean. Oh, it's been this clean since it come out of the factory. Well, maybe a little bit cleaner, but not a bad job. Now, as we've done the undercarriage protections panels, that's all in. I've just removed this, I don't know what you call it, kick panel, door seal, something. Anyway, I've removed all of that and all of the pins. Now, the way, there's not much help in putting it back together, but there's these little fellas that actually sit inside here and then pop into this panel here as the top retainer. Now just having a little think about this, the way they would have done it and the way I'm going to have to do it is maybe just put a bit of heat on this John Cooper Works lovely piece of strip and get it up, put these back in the right way. I just hope they're not too damaged. Let's have a look. I think they should be okay. The teeth were. I have got a box of mini bits. I'll have a quick look. Hold on. So, it's my Amazon 10 quid special. I'm just going to have a look. I don't see anything that springs to mind here. It's nearly like it, but not. No. These are generic plastic clippings. I used it for the front bumper of the Cooper, actually. A couple of them broke and these fitted quite well, but doesn't appear to be anything similar. So what we'll do, we'll just reuse these and see how we get on. But what I did find in my box of tricks, or my very small snap-on copy toolbox, are these things. Now, these were in a bag that I, again, bought from eBay, Amazon, just as some mini style, and these are going to come in quite handy because the ones that were taken off, let me show you, here, in these parts here, there, these obviously fit in and clip in quite nicely, so the whole seal sits in position. And a few of these, well, most of them, obviously it was ripped off when the assessor was looking at the damage of the car. But quite luckily, I've got about 15 or 20 in the bag, and I think we should be good because these they are pretty much exact copies of the, now as long as I put them in vertically, like that, because as it clips in, I'll pinch together and clip the bonnet, the seal into position. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and plop those in and see how we get on. Just giving it a little wash up. I'm going to heat this up now with my gun and try and take it off very gently. Try and keep the gun moving. I don't want to burn or, you know, melt anything because obviously this is plastic. So we've got to just take our time, keep the gun moving. was like having a child, when you was a child having a wobbly tooth. It got really loose and it was hanging on by a thread. But yeah, this will straighten up nice. Whew. Give it a bit of a clean up. Right, so we've got all of these clips in, yeah, and my Amazon specials. I took the original clips that were in there. They can only go one way, which is good, because BMW Mini have made it that way in the countersinking. Now, obviously I'm going to have to stick this back down, so I'm going to maybe just have a bit of a clean up. Maybe clean this up a bit just to make sure it sits really nicely. So I'm gonna quickly do this, clean this up, just a bit of hot glue here and there, and take it from there. Well, what a productive day we've had. The light's closing in on us, but I think that's long enough for one video, sort of part 2 of our John Cooper Works project. Just a quick recap, we've got the undercarriage protection panels on both sides. The front one I don't want to put on because obviously I've got the rad and other bits and pieces to do, and I just don't want to be putting it on, taking it off again. Got one of the seals on, the side seals. I'm gonna buy some new ones of these, because taking them off, even though I could probably put them back on, stick them down, and they would maybe heat back into place, I just think that's such a nice feature on the car. For the sake of 20 or 30 quid, I'll have a look online when a little bit later. But to buy some new ones, it's such a nice little feature. I'm going to probably put some new ones on. I'll do the seal tomorrow. Next episode's going to be, I've got the brand new front grille. It's in a different colour, got it off of eBay, but we'll go and do that. I want to sand it down, prime it, and get it ready for paint. I may even paint it myself, because I'm actually been looking at some compressors and some spray guns, and you know what, there's no time like the present to actually learn how to spray, so that may be coming soon. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining us here on Now We Drive. Remember, press the subscribe button and maybe watch some of these videos that are on screen now. But yeah, see you again soon.